Hey, my name's John, and I want to go over how to repair some seals and some parts on Andersen doors. Now there's a pile of trim there. This is an Andersen, I believe it's a 400 series French wood door, but the 200 series, 400 series Andersen doors are pretty similar in how they get assembled and the seals that are used and the parts that are used on them. So this guy has a interlock that is cracked and just letting all kinds of spiders crawl in there and make nests. It still works, but it's letting a lot of bugs in. And the seal along the bottom of this panel is also broken, the fuzzy weather strip. I think there's like some corner pads that are no good. I'm gonna replace this over here, that trim piece, and then the screen track on the top of the door went bad and, well, actually got cracked. We moved this door from a few feet over there to here several months ago and then ordered new parts for it. So the parts just came from the Andersen website. You just order them online on the Andersen website and they can be shipped right to your door. So if you've got an Andersen door and it's a little bit worn out, you might be able to get the parts for it. They're pretty common, and it's not all that difficult to do. So I want to show you some of the pieces that we're going to be replacing. Let's go ahead and open those up. I'm definitely going to slice through something with my knife. Let's be careful here. I don't see anything. Andersen does do a really nice job of packing things up. Okay. This will go on the bottom of the lead panel. So we're going to have to take the entire lead panel out. I'll show you guys how to do that. Yeah, Interlocks. Oh, cool. And we got, oh, it's all the way down there. We got a screw pack. So I don't know if that got ordered with these or they just sent them. We also got the fuzzy weather strippings and the foam blocks. So that's really nice. I don't know if, again, I don't know if I ordered those or Andersen was just really kind and knew that we were replacing those and sent those with the pack. But either way, I'm happy about it. This must be the screen track. Yep. I think these are normally vinyl. This one looks really nice and it's aluminum, so hopefully that'll snap in there. Okay. This one says screw pack, interlock. I think we might have gotten these in the kit though. Little foam block. Foam block and screw pack. Nice, another screw pack. All right, what's behind door number 5? Foam plug, that goes in the head track. This will go up here. Cool. Got lots of good pieces. The first thing that I want to do is pull this panel out. Make sure it's unlocked. And this is certainly much easier to do with 2 people, but I have one with me. I'm the one. I am the one. And so show you guys how to pop this panel out by yourself. I do have Wood's Power Grip suction cups. These are pretty expensive. They're really nice. You actually can get much cheaper ones online, like on Amazon, and they honestly, they work just fine if you're not doing this professionally, if you're just doing this and it's your own house. For the certainly less than the cost of a service call, you can get yourself a pair of suction cups, or maybe a case of beer for your friend, you can get your door fixed up. And you certainly can do it without suction cups on a door this size. It's a little bit of a wide panel, but it's not very tall at all. You certainly can do it without suction cups, but suction cups make it so much easier. The trick to me when doing this by myself is to keep this panel locked. So keep that lock engaged over there, and then I can remove this strip at the top. Sometimes trim carpenters will put their trim right onto that, but there's a sticker on Andersen doors. It says, do not apply trim lower than 1/8 below this edge. And the trim carpenters, they don't always pay attention to that, and that makes life really difficult because that's the only way to get the panel out is to remove this, and if the trim's in the way, you're removing their trim. Just a Phillips bit. Take these screws out. I like to leave the center screw in, that way the ends can hang, but if I just leave the one end screw in, then the whole thing wants to fall. So this is where it's a little bit scary, but this panel is not going to go anywhere because the interlocks are engaged and the lock is engaged. Dropped one screw. Put this in the corner, we're going to put that back up. Take this panel out, unlock this, and slide it over, and it will fall in. This panel over here is secured on the top and secured on the bottom. So, yes, double checking that it is secured because there's no screen track out there. See, it wants to come in. The wind wants to push it right in. Yeah. That guy's secure out there, secured down at the bottom. Yeah. Okay, so watch. This will just fall in. Here's why I have suction cups. I lean it in, I put it kind of on my shoulder. Hope you can see me. Lean it in, put it kind of on my shoulder, and then I lift up, and we're gonna move it to behind me. Be easier if there weren't a big pile of trim, but it's okay. All right. Yep. This guy feels all right. Let's work on this one. So if you can see spider's nests forming in there, and certainly down here at the bottom, you can see where that is actually cracked right there. So it's letting all those bugs in. It just has little Phillips screws holding it in place. Take those out, and then it should have a little bit of caulking down at the bottom, a little sealant. Yeah, just these little Phillips screws, but I'm pretty sure I got all new ones. Yep, just a little bit of sealant down there. And off. I'm not going to immediately throw this away. I'm going to use this as my template for the new one because the new ones are too long. Got new foam. This thing is just eaten up. It's all worn out. A new foam for the bottom down there, and I got a new little foam gasket for up here. Let's get those replaced first. This one at the top is really pretty. A little bit more difficult than I thought it would be, but pretty easy overall. Just a little bit of adhesive. Got a new one of those. This one down here is certainly going to be a little bit more annoying. It looks like that. Here's my new one. And make sure these come in left and right, so make sure you have the right one before tearing out the old one. Alright. Honestly, that wasn't... Well, they're a little bit different style. That's fine. That wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. Scrape this up some. Make sure we have a good surface to adhere the new one to. The live ladybug. Come on, ladybug. Make sure the new one's gonna fit. Oh yeah. That's perfect. I'm just going to use a little bit of this denatured alcohol to wipe this surface. Make sure that the new one with some new caulking, new sealant, will stay in place. That's why I use that. I'm going to apply some sealant up this edge as well. So, I know it's wood, but wipe that off. The old interlocks and the new interlocks are slightly different styles. So I don't know if you can see that, just different profiles. It's going to be just fine. This is the newer version and this is the older version. The holes are kind of close, but I don't want to risk them kind of lining up and being off and just kind of creating a little bit of a bind. So I'm going to make sure that when I trim this, that the holes aren't in the same location so that I can guarantee myself that I'm not trying to use an old screw hole. I'm going to trim this guy here. want my new piece to be just, I'm going to make it just a little bit longer than the old piece. So we've got the ends matched up, and I'm going to add an 1/8 of an inch to this one. Now I pre-fit this one with the new foam block, and it fit. So I'm going to double check, put that mark there. Yeah, so I went to the other end, double checked that my new one is going to be about an 1/8 of an inch longer than the old one. I can always trim it a little bit more if needed. Otherwise, I think it'll just squish the foam and be a little bit tighter fit. Okay, now that this is cut, top and bottom, so that the screw holes don't line up, I will install the foam, this foam block, and we'll install this. I like Quad Clear Max. I really like OSI Quad products. That's what I'm going to use here. Probably not what Andersen calls for, but that's what I'm using. The caulking definitely squeezed out quite a bit, but that's fine. I really don't mind. I'd rather make a mess but know that it's sealed really well than not make a mess. So I'll get that cleaned up. just realized that I didn't have the microphone turned on for maybe the last 2 clips, so I do apologize for that. Try to not make the mistake again. All right, all cleaned up. This guy's gonna be a little bit annoying just because I have to work on the bottom of the door panel. So stationary panel, no, I'm sorry, operating panel. Stationary panel has a new interlock on it. We're gonna put a new interlock on the operating panel and a new seal on the bottom. So I'm just gonna turn this around to start. Make sure I don't run into anything with it. Going to remove this interlock. And this one's honestly in much better shape than the other one, but why not replace it? Oh, and you know what? It won't even work with the other one. I have to replace it. This one should not have any caulking on it. There we go. Yep. Okay, I have the old and the new. I'm gonna make the new the exact same length. They are a different profile to match up with the interlock that I put on the stationary panel. And it's really nice. Andersen also helps you out. They say 2 to 3 panel operating, narrow line, gliding door, 8.0. That's that's super helpful to me. All right, so once again, I don't want these holes. They are almost matched up right here, and then they just become not matched up at all as we go along. So I'm gonna make sure that they aren't matched up. Could maybe a miter saw make a cleaner cut? Yeah, sure. But this is so much cheaper and easier to carry around than a big miter saw. Okay. Even these up. Right there. And go to the other end. One nice thing about just using the old pieces is that I don't have to worry that I am gonna make a bad measurement. So I just use this, make sure it's evened up at the end, and I don't make a measurement that's say 78.5 inches, and I read the tape backwards and I actually cut this at 77.5 inches. I've done that before. Once again, gonna wipe surfaces down. I mean, you can see they're all covered in spider's nests. And just realized that these holes are supposed to have plugs, but I don't have those plugs, and I couldn't have seen it under the interlock. These are pretty much hidden under the interlock, so I'm just gonna put some caulking in it. It's been an exterior door. It has survived, and these are not rotten. I can see the wood in there, so I think if I just fill those up, it'll be just fine. Try not to make a giant mess, though. Andersen says to fill the old screw holes with dowels. I could use like a golf tee maybe, but that's going to be a lot of work, and I'd definitely risk damaging the door surfaces. So I'm going to fill them with caulking. They are completely hidden behind the new weather shipping. I'm going to raise the edge of this door panel just a little bit so that I can get this new interlock matched up with the bottom of the panel. All right. I don't know why I'm dreading flipping this on its side. I don't know why. There's no reason for me to. It's certainly not a very heavy panel. I think maybe just because there's really no space to work. All right. Now, install the new bottom piece. I don't know if I have to trim it or not. I hope you can see the video what I'm doing. The new one is a bit different in profile. You know what? Can I just take weather stripping out? It does not want to come out. Okay, back to my original plan. sealant there. Clean that off. Okay, I'm not trying to make it absolutely perfect, but decent is is a good plan. I'm gonna see if I could pop these rollers out and clean them up a little bit. I didn't get new rollers. This one is rolling pretty stiff. These two up here are pretty nice. This one down here is fine. This one here, if I could get that guy loosened up, this door panel will roll a whole lot nicer, and the homeowner didn't even have to spend any money for it. If I remember right, the wheels on Andersen panels, they are held in just basically by the weight of the panels. So let's see if I can just pop this guy out here. Yep. A little bit of friction in the wood. And these little prongs. Okay. Oh, and there's the adjustment screw. WD-40 sounds great, but I don't like WD-40 for doors. I'm going to use some silicone, just standard silicone. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Sorry about the saw. Yeah, that was the one that wouldn't roll at all. And look at it already. Oh yeah, look at that. That's awesome. That's a win. Yeah, for sure. Big win. Okay, let's see if I can get this lined. And I'm going to dry it off just a little bit. Let's see if I can get this lined back up. Perfect. And I can see that it's all the way seated. So, fantastic. I'll do the top one. Now this one rolls fine, but it's definitely pretty noisy. And while I've got, oh, it won't, yeah, it's not pivoting right. So while I've, a big spider's egg in there. While I've got this opened up, I might as well clean it off some and hit it with some silicone. this. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. Great. And it's seated back in the original spots. Okay, now back on to this guy. I'm gonna put the bottom piece on now, and I just test fitted it. Oh, I have it backwards. And it fits real nice, and the screw holes all line up. I'm going to have to put some new screw holes in, but the ones that are already here line up with the new one. It's a different style. So you can probably see we're very much a different style here. I honestly don't know if it's supposed to have caulking where I cleaned up the old caulking or sealant, but I'm going to apply some. I don't think I can hurt it by doing that. Just to make it annoying for the next guy to clean up and remove in 15 years. Okay, I kind of can't believe it, but it's time to stand this panel back up and tilt it back into the door frame. One thing that I almost forgot, but luckily didn't forget, is this little fuzzy pile weather stripping. This goes at the top of the moving panel, just above the interlock. Just goes right up here. Stuck. Okay. And I have to turn it around again. Or just lift it into place. Can't see. Yeah, not on quite on this side. Still don't think I'm on. fits. I think I gotta adjust it a little bit, but it fits. All right, put the top back on, at least a couple screws so that I can move the panel and not have it just fall out on me. There's a halfway decent chance that I'm just gonna have to take this back out to adjust something, so I'm not gonna put all those screws in. Lock works nice. The first thing I'm gonna do is assume that the panel should be plumb because, well, we installed the frame, so I'm gonna quickly make the assumption that the house hasn't settled that much since we installed this thing, and that the sill is nice and level. So check plumb the panel. Just use one of the styles here. Oh yeah, we are not plumb. I have better tools now. I have a big flat screwdriver, big number 3, and another flathead screwdriver. Hopefully, we can get these little plugs out. That's way too big. All right, try this one. Perfect. Bring it back to the laser. Where are you at? There you are. And a little bit high. I think it's all right. I'm actually gonna put the rest of the screws back in, and the lock needs just a tiny bit of adjustment, I think, because it is just, with those new interlocks, it is, oh, there it goes. Yeah, I still think just a little bit of adjustment. I'm gonna put the rest of the screws in up there. Oh, actually, double check this. Yeah, Andersen wheels are a little bit funky. I don't know if there's any other brands that do it, but they move in notches. When you're adjusting it, there's not a little screw in there. It's kind of like a wheel with little cogs on it, and so it adjusts in kind of steps. But a lot of other brands, they use a screw. So I don't know, maybe Andersen thinks that the threads will bind and strip, and then you're having to replace the rollers, and maybe there's steps while you can't get as precise of adjustment with it. Maybe they are quite a bit more robust. I don't know. Maybe you do. Let me know. I've always kind of wondered why the wheels on Andersen doors are steps instead of continuous machine screws. So let me know. All right, finished putting these screws in. Yeah, it just needs a little bit of adjustment here. Andersen doors are different in that there really is no adjustment with the actual finger here. With this mechanism, there really is no adjustment there. It's yeah, I can't do anything. I can raise and lower the panel, but the only real adjustment is this screw right here, and then we could move this lock up and down. I'm going to Let's see if I can turn. This is certainly the wrong screwdriver. I'm going the wrong direction. All right, that's all the way out. Needs to go back in some, actually. Yeah, it's a very fine-tuned adjustment. I'll raise this lock. I do need this. Line up the plunger here. I can't see that. No, you're see the video. Alright, line up. There we go. Oh yeah. Very nice. Left to right. Where? Ahead. Sweet. Make sure it works. Now it's being sticky. Why are you being sticky now? Oh, I think the latch is literally hitting the screw. Well, that's annoying. Perfect. Okay. Ooh, I got the laser on me. The weather stripping, the interlocks are certainly going to break in a little bit, but I hope this door is good for a few more years. I'm going to try to install the screen track, but I'm afraid that it's not the right one. So sadly, I do not have fasteners to install this, so not going to be part of the video. This is the screen track. I just don't have the fasteners for it. I don't know if Andersen sent them and I just lost them, or but you guys have watched me open everything, or they didn't send them and just need them. So I need to get fasteners for this, install this, but otherwise the door's finished. Oh, I need to put that piece on, but that's easy enough. It's just some nails. And I gotta dig it out from behind a bunch of insulation. Yeah, this thing is not bad. Couple fingers. Open and shut. If you liked this video and it helped you out, please subscribe. Hit subscribe down below. It doesn't cost you anything. Give it a thumbs up as well. That helps out. I'm gonna try my best to keep making videos that will help a lot of people, as opposed to just the super big doors, the folding doors, multi-slide pocketing doors that really don't fit in a lot of homes. This door is installed in many homes all over the country and in other countries, so I think that this is pretty applicable. You have a 10 or 15 or 20-year-old Andersen door, put some new parts on it, and hey, maybe it's not brand new, but a brand new door is really expensive, and these parts were just ordered online. You don't have to go to a special lumber yard. You just have to have the ability to find the parts online on Andersen's website and go ahead and order them. And if you can't find the parts online, you can call them. They'll help you out. But yeah, so this thing is, I don't know how old, maybe 10 or 15 years old. and it faces a lake. It's always faced a lake, and it's getting hit by the sun. I mean, it hasn't not been getting hit by the sun all day long, and it's still in pretty decent condition. So I really expect the homeowners to get a few more years out of this thing, and definitely save some money before then. So I hope you liked it. I'm going to try my best to make more of this kind of stuff. If you like it, if you don't like it, let me know. But if you do like it, leave a comment. Please let me know, and please let me know what you'd like to see more of.